A driver was arrested after allegedly pointing a gun at another vehicle. Washington County School Board approves controversial boundary change. And your daily weather forecast coming up with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A driver was arrested Tuesday after allegedly pointing a gun at another vehicle during a road rage incident on I-15 in Iron County. Police say 60-year-old Michael Barrett Linston reportedly brandished a handgun at another car carrying 2 adults and 2 children, leading to a felony stop near Parowan. Officers found multiple firearms and open alcohol containers in Linston's truck. He's now facing multiple charges, including aggravated assault, DUI, and child endangerment. Authorities say he refused a sobriety test and declined a blood draw despite a warrant. The Washington County Board of Education has approved a boundary change intended to help Pineview schools increase enrollment, while offering current 6th to 12th grade students the option to stay in the Crimson Cliffs area, though without bus transportation. We'll go to Nick Fiala for the details.
The Washington County Board of Education voted to approve a boundary change Monday evening after a third public hearing on the issue, which lasted nearly an hour. Monday's hearing primarily revolved around whether boundary changes are needed to help struggling Pineview schools increase enrollment, potentially at the cost of enrollment in other schools, or if Pineview should receive funding for quality improvements instead. With this new boundary, if a student is currently in grades 6 through 12, they would have the option to remain in the Crimson Cliffs boundary sites, but they will not have bus transportation. The hearing became tense at times as members of opposing groups of parents, students, and faculty occasionally yelled out from the audience when they disagreed with those speaking at the podium.
And I'll tell you one other thing. I'll tell you one other thing.
Excuse me for 1 second. Stop the clock. We would ask that you show respect. Please do not interrupt. Thank you.
Several members of the board also gave statements detailing how they approach this controversial situation, such as Terry Hutchinson.
We build our schools to be a certain size, and if they get too big, then it causes additional problems. And it's not just based on athletics, it's not even based on money, it's based on opportunity for the students. We need to keep them roughly the same, and they're designed to be that way. And sometimes it forces us to tweak the boundaries.
Board member Craig Siegmiller also attempted to summarize the situation.
And so now some of you feel like fairly, if we approve this proposal, it's not enough soon enough. Some of you say fairly, wait a minute, you're tearing my neighborhood apart, or at least it feels like you are. How do we balance that? Well, we balance that by allowing down to 6th grade to make a decision. Some of you may say that's too long. Okay, it might be. It might slow the effect. We understand. How do we balance moving enough kids soon enough while giving families the most flexibility we possibly can to conduct your family issues the way you want to? So as Terry said, we hear you. Doing nothing is not an option.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick. Now we'll take a look at your daily weather forecast brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it is currently 61 degrees with mostly clear skies. Expect a low tonight around 36, and for tomorrow, we'll see a sunny high of 67 with a low of 40. Moving over to Mesquite, Nevada, it's 65 right now, with tonight's low at 41. Tomorrow, Mesquite can expect a high of 70, dropping to 45 by evening. Up in Cedar City, it's currently 49 degrees, cooling down to a low of 33 tonight. Tomorrow, we'll bring a high of 59 degrees with a low of 38. Now we'll head over to Jill Paulson for your weekly update of Southern Utah's real estate market.
Green Valley in St. George is a unique area with single-family homes and vacation rental properties. The area has a rich history of vacation rentals, with developments such as Las Palmas and Sports Village leading the trend. Green Valley offers fantastic amenities, a great location, and stunning views. It boasts numerous vacation rental condos and townhouses, along with single-family homes and essential amenities nearby. Currently, there are 38 properties for sale, with the majority being vacation rental properties. If you're considering an investment property for a second home, Green Valley is a great place to invest, with prices for vacation rentals ranging from $275,000 to the mid-600s.
Thanks, Jill. Students at Launch High School in Cedar City are leading a holiday drive to bring toys to children in the hospital, with Scarlett Christensen and Haley Golding leading the Bring Joy to Brave Hearts initiative. Golding, who spent time in hospitals as a child, says she hopes to lift the spirits of young patients at Primary Children's Hospital by donating items like coloring books and Hot Wheels. The group aims to raise $1,000 in items and cash, with donation boxes already placed around town. In a long-awaited tribute, descendants of those lost in Washington City's deadliest disaster dedicated a monument on Saturday at the historic Escalante No. 2 oil well site, where a 1935 explosion claimed 10 lives. Here's Eric Gould for the full story.
A dedication ceremony at the historical site of the Escalante oil rig No. 2 explosion in St. George was held last Saturday. Family members and direct descendants of the 10 citizens who were killed in the tragedy 89 years ago commemorated the event along with the Santa Clara Friends Choir and City Council member Natalie Larson. Retired geologist Royce Griffin described the folks who died that night in 1935.
A lot of hope in their heart that this is going to be financial salvation. It was the Depression. Not much money. Probably not much employment or anything else. And so this was the day that everybody was going to get wealthy.
Patty Brown spoke for members of the Leah Cottom family, and Kimberly Empey Christensen spoke on behalf of the Joseph Lamoni Empey Jr. family. The marker and memorial were funded by donation, the City of St. George, and the Cotton Mission chapter of the Sons of Utah Pioneers.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to WeWinInjuryLaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.